Hello, and welcome back to Through the Window News, where we always stay 6 feet apart. And so should you. First up, we have a PSA from Dr. Doctor, the renowned not doctor in town.
Come on everybody, it's another tutorial!
Hi everyone, it's your old pal, Dr. Doctor, and I'm here today to teach you all about the newest science!
When you ever see science.
As you all know, planting trees takes carbon dioxide out of the air, and carbon dioxide eats, all the coldness. So when you plant trees, it gets colder. If we cut down all the trees, then it'll get super warm, and global warming will burn the globe and melt all the coronavirus. Donate to my campaign to raise $1 billion to kill all the trees. Right. So next up, we're gonna be talking about the strange force that ripped through town a few weeks ago. So as you all know, a strange force ripped through our small town a few weeks ago and destroyed not houses, but certainly some smaller cabins, as well as just kind of messed things up. Well, we did have a lot of journalists and investigators looking into it up until a few days ago. But they stopped now because everything has been fixed, put back together. So we no longer care. And now to a letter from the governor about how to stay occupied during quarantine.
Are we rolling? Okay. Hey everyone! I'm governor of the state you're in right now. And I, like you, am at home, practicing safe social distancing. Now, during this time, I've compiled a list of ways to stay productive without violating social distancing regulations. So the first thing I like to do is be active. It's very important to go outside during these hard times. Just remember the 6-foot rule. So now you can walk outside or go on a bike. You can watch people, like a fun little hobby. You could follow people back to their house to get a little extra spring in your step. And you could keep a friendly eye on these people with security cameras. Now, I also like embracing my creative side. So during this time, you could write a poem, write a letter, send someone a strongly worded letter right to their home. Or you could show some support for all those postal employees and buy some stamps. I, very clearly, like making lists. So you could write down your goals, a list of friends that you can't wait to see until after this, your enemies, or your future victims who you won't be seeing anytime soon. And to show some support for all of those local businesses that are having trouble, buy a nice pen. I also recommend being productive and doing something that you've been putting off, like reading that book, watching that one TV show, and progressing your vendettas. Also, reading magazines is a fun way to stay informed while still acting fashionable. And you can cut out your favorite pages and articles and maybe make a vision board. You cut out your favorite letters from those articles. And then you can tape and glue them in your favorite order and send them to the families of your victims. One of my favorite things to do is bake or cook. And I like experimenting with new flavors and spices, new different fun types of poisons. And then you can share your food with someone. Tax season's coming up, people! Go Liberals! April 15th! So, during this time, you can do your taxes, don't do your taxes, or evade your taxes. Because the IRS can't get you unless they're in a hazmat suit, honey. You can read! It's one of the most important things to do to keep your brain working during these very lazy times at home. You could take a look at our government-issued reading list in the link below. And then also in the links below, you can take a look at our government issues address list or our really fun missing persons list. Lastly, for some recommendations on where to walk, you could walk down a street or a trail. You can go far from home or stay close. You can walk into other people's homes. And finally, to stay super productive and keep your brain busy, you could just commit murder. Thank you everyone for listening, and I really hope you stay productive during these times. Bye now.
Thanks, Governor. All of those are legal according to quarantine laws. Now, let's go to outside me for a moment for the weather. As you can see by the fact that I'm wearing short sleeves today, it's not as cold today. However, as you can see by the fact that I'm me and I very rarely wear a coat, it actually is still pretty cold. So, if you want to go outside, go ahead. But if you're walking down the road, stay 6 feet away from everybody else. And maybe wear a coat anyway. Thanks. Thanks, outside me. Very nice. Now we have an ad from Alalsa. Do you experience minor stomach pain, particularly when sick or stressed out? Ask your doctor about using Scrunchables.
When I tried Scrunchables, the number of pills I took in the morning went from 0 to 6.
Scrunchables. Scrunchables are not scientifically proven to work. Do not use Scrunchables if you're allergic unless you really want to. Side effects may include foot pain, hand pain, screaming, yelling, finding yourself in a field full of puppies, death, or stomach pain. Scrunchables, because Alalsa isn't rich enough. Next up, we're continuing our daily viewing of Gabriel's Backyard episodes. Our current episode is Gabriel's Backyard, Trees. But before we go to that, remember, text Gabriel if you know him to make a new episode, because this is the last one and we still want to do one each day. Gabriel's Backyard, Trees, starring Sophie and Gabriel, and a backyard and trees.
Welcome back to the backyard.
Today we're going back to our roots.
Today we're going back to the place it all began, my friend's backyard.
Trees are all around us. Donate to
They give us the oxygen we breathe.
And sometimes the food we eat. Crunch.
There is nothing to fear about nature. This show is all about keeping it alive.
It's all natural.
Essential oil. This right here is a tree. We don't know what kind of tree it is because we're not professionals, but I'm thinking it's an oak or a maple.
No, it's a palm tree. Look at it. Look at this leaf structure. Those grow in these
That's
climates.
totally a palm frond. Wow, you're so smart. It's not a palm tree.
It's a palm tree.
Oh, you're filming. Trees make their food through a process called photosynthesis.
This is when they take the moon's electricity and convert it into grass, which they then eat.
After that, they spit it out because, let's face it, grass is gross. Because grass is high in oxygen, this is how trees produce oxygen.
Also, quick pro tip, if you're ever low on oxygen, just eat some grass. This is a bush. It's a baby tree.
The bush is also one of the many natural habitats for the wild Australian labradoodle. Oh look, the moon.
The trees must be eating. Yum yum. These are dead trees. In the winter, snow falling makes it very hard for the moon's electricity to reach the tree roots, so they cannot make it into grass. Therefore, they have no food and die.
The leaves turn brown and fall down. It rhymes. Because that is what happens when the leaves die. Because they have no more energy and no more oxygen, and they become brown. We are losing the natural sunlight, which means that the moon will truly come out and the trees will begin their feast.
This also means that we have to go inside, otherwise they might accidentally eat us as well.
We thank you for joining us in this episode of Gabriel's Backyard, and we hope to see you again in another one.
Bye-bye.